tough business being a unicorn. People expect magic at every turn, and if you're Kristaps Porzingis, that is hard to produce when you're still trying to work your way back from an injury while also trying to tread carefully around the league's most beloved budding prodigy. Things seem like they're about to get even less unicorn-friendly when Luka Doncic got hurt over the weekend. Luka will be out at least a couple weeks, and the Mavericks have a bear of a schedule, starting with last night's game against the Bucks, who were riding an 18-game winning streak. Remember the last time Porzingis faced Milwaukee? He was still back in New York. He went to dunk over Giannis and, torn ACL. The injury would end up costing KP 20 months and help contribute to Porzingis' divorce from the Knicks. So you wouldn't blame him if just the sight of Giannis was enough to make him break out in hives. But that apparently was not the case. In fact, 6 minutes into last night's game, Porzingis showing zero hesitation, plowing into Giannis to grab a rebound and slam in the put-back dunk. And he only looked more comfortable from there. Watch this in the fourth quarter when he drains a 31-footer right in Giannis' face. Hey guys, like that? Would you like another? Okay, next possession, Porzingis, basically the logo, the antler, Zach Lowe said. And again, so smooth. It's exactly the kind of play that led Kevin Durant to give Porzingis the unicorn nickname to begin with. Porzingis would end the game with 26 points, 12 boards, and some gritty defense, including this key block on Sterling Brown in the game's final seconds to prevent a Bucks comeback. Yeah, Milwaukee did make a valiant effort to save their streak there at the end. Some smart milking of the clock, some sneaky buckets, including this one from Giannis. The Greek Freak would finish with 48 points, but the rest of the starters, they combined for 23 points. And so, not enough. Personally, I don't think it's a tragedy for the Bucks to pick up the loss here. As fun as winning streaks are, they can also sometimes become a burden, almost like an extra living, breathing thing you have to take care of and worry about. Now, Milwaukee can solely focus on Thursday's upcoming showdown with the Lakers, and the Mavericks, well, they can feel just a little more confident going into this next stretch without Luka. No, they're not likely to win them all or anything, and Porzingis is going to have some more off nights. We all saw how long it took guys like Paul George or Gordon Hayward to get back to being themselves in the seasons after they returned from big injuries. Still, judging from this win over Milwaukee, Porzingis is going to have some on nights too, and maybe just a little bit of magic. So, Paul, do you trust Porzingis to carry the load while Luka is out?
To a certain extent. I
Okay.
mean, like we said, he's coming off an injury. He's going to be inconsistent at times, like he's been all year long. But this is just a glimpse of what his potential was when he played for the Knicks. And he's capable of carrying the offense. Once he's in full rhythm, once, he knows the ball is coming to him, the offense is running through him. If he gets about 5 or 6, 7 more games like this, then I can trust him a little bit more because then he'll have a rhythm. He knows they're going to come to him every night, and he can deliver. He's capable of it.
I trust their depth. I mean, I trust Porzingis to some degree, but their depth has been one of the biggest stories of the season. Even last night, Seth Curry had 26.
Yep.
DeLon Wright had a big game. Maxi Kleber played well. They're plus 53 for the season with Doncic and Porzingis on the bench, which is a lot. They are killing teams with their bench. Porzingis needed this game because he's had kind of a sneaky, not great shooting season, and the Mavs have been at their weakest when it's just him, no Luka.
Right.
I think maybe this is the beginning of reversing that trend.
I mean, is that a confidence thing, too? You talk about getting him in rhythm, knowing that the ball's coming to him. Those are more X's and O's things. But is there a confidence thing, too, that after you've had an injury like that, you've been out for so long, just trusting yourself a little more?
Absolutely. I mean, when you see him take these shots and hit these kind of shots, you know the confidence is coming. And like I said, the ball is going to come his way now more times than often with Luka Doncic not out there. So he can continue to develop that because in the long run, this is going to be key down the stretch and as they go to the playoffs.
All right, I want to talk about the other side of the game, too. As I mentioned, Giannis chipping in 48 points, but the non-Greek Freak section of the Bust roster, only 68 points and shot only 35% from the field. With the Lakers, indeed, coming to town on Thursday. Zach, do you think the Bucks were just caught looking past the Mavs? They didn't have Luka, and they sort of were like, okay, we'll get this, and then we'll get on to L.A.?
I think that's only human nature, right? I mean,
Right.
LeBron's coming, the prodigy, the guy who's taken the league by storm in year 2 is out. You're at home. You start, oh, man, we'll get to 20. That'd be kind of exciting or whatever. I think it's only natural. They probably weren't at their full, amped up state.
No, I mean, it's human nature. They're feeling themselves. We 18 in a row. We got the Dallas Mavericks, no Luka Doncic. I mean, it's human nature to let your guard down.
Okay, but once you're down, look, they were down double digits. They brought it back to like 3, but then they got down double digits again. They brought it back a little bit at the end. But don't you, by the third quarter or the beginning of the fourth quarter, be like, oh, we got to put our foot down?
I think when you're so good, especially with the way they're playing, you feel like you can always come back and
just
win.
do it.
I've been on teams like that.
Right.
We'll be down to 6 minutes to go and be like, all right, guys, let's turn it up and win the game.
Right.
In this case, they didn't. But please believe it, they will have no problem getting up for the Lakers.
Well, plus the other Mavericks that the casual fans don't know, they're good.
Right.
Like, so even if you dial in with 16 minutes left or whatever, you're down 12 against like good players. It's
Right.
not easy to come back.
Well, they should know who the other Mavericks are.
That's true.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
So, there you go. And
It's
they
a
did-
long season.
Yes.
It's a long
Yeah, and they
season.
did almost come back, to your point, right? I mean, there was a couple.
Yeah.
They were free throw away from making this much, 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 much more of an interesting night. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. Is it crazy, Tracy, for them to? What
It
message
is.
is trying to be sent here?
I don't know,
What is
but
going on?
it is crazy that they would consider trading this guy. I mean, he's a franchise type player. You don't trade these type of guys early in their career, especially with this guy being 7'3", being able to
Great
dribble
contract
fast.
too.
Right, and I really don't understand. I thought the thing is to keep this type of talent and build around him because you can win with this guy. Dirk Nowitzki reminds me of. I mean, he has those type of skills, and he's still a young player.
See, Chauncey's not the only GM candidate around here.
Yeah, here we go.
I don't understand.
Oh man, no. Look, this is one of those things. First of all, let me be pro Knicks on this one. To be fair, the reporters, they're listening. People are calling them. They're not calling other people. All right, that's the end of the pro Knicks
They're
part.
not coming down and
The
shutting
re-
it down
And that is
either.
Exactly. The reason why this is a discussion is because Porzingis hasn't talked to the team. Porzingis is not happy with the way they've done what? Treated Carmelo Anthony, who's not only his vet, that's his guy, but also he looks at it as well, that's how you treat him.
What are you gonna
How
do?
you treated Charles Oakley, when's my turn coming up? And this is what we keep talking about. If you run your organization like a clown show, you are going to fall. This is the fallout that happens afterwards. Here's the thing. Dan Gilbert had his day. Phil Jackson said, as I said before the break, hold my beer. I'll show you how to do dysfunctional. I'm just waiting to see what Vivek got lined up.
Now-
Sacramento's going to be like, no, watch this.
Man.
It's like, has anyone ever noticed that it's the same names we talk about all the time? You think we pulled them out of a hat and said we're going to pick on these 3 or 4 people? No, they keep doing it to themselves.
I mean, look, the price the Knicks apparently are asking for KP is very high, so I'm not sure how many teams are really going to engage with them on it. I don't know if this is a message that Phil is trying to send. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Phil's still trying to get fired.
Yeah.
Look, Phil had the chance to opt out. I know it's a money issue, but come on. He has a lot of money. Let's not pretend Phil's scrounging for a couple dollars here. He had the chance to opt out. Dolan had the chance to get rid of him. That time passed. No, this is a marriage that is staying. What Phil Jackson might be trying to do, however, is message to the guy who won't speak to him, hey, you are not untouchable.
This is what I'll say. If you're
He's
Kristaps,
probably happy about that.
yeah, exactly. If you're
Probably doing
Porzingis,
him a favor.
absolutely. Not just to get me out of New York, but also we talk about the Supermax, why DeMarcus Cousins didn't want to leave Sacramento,
Right.
and why Paul George would want to
this
stay.
is big.
So the only loophole to that, they say you got to be with the team that drafted you, basically. The only loophole is if you get traded in your first 4 years, your new team can then offer you that Supermax down the line. So if you're Porzingis, if you want to trade me in New York, let it be now. Don't let it be after I sign my rookie extension.